The world is filled with mysteries that are yet to be explained. Fossils are left behind bones or shells from prehistoric organisms that have been retained as a mold or simply become embedded into a rock. Fossils are formed when a plant or animal die in a damp environment and become buried in mud or silt. Over time, they harden into rocks. Genetic biologists are now capable of extracting DNA from these fossils, making it possible to study these prehistoric organisms, all thanks to the rapid advancement of gene sequencing technologies. But even with these numerous advanced scientific methods, some findings are puzzling and are left unexplained. Here are 5 mysterious and unexplained fossil discoveries.
Number 5. Godzillus. 450 million years ago, the Appalachian area of the United States was covered in shallow seas that left the area littered with fossils. It has been one of the most explored areas for fossils over the past 200 years, but one of the most interesting and mysterious fossils wasn't found until 2011 near Covington, Kentucky. Most fossils found in the area are very small, usually about the size of a thumbnail to the size of a thumb, so when amateur paleontologist Ron Fine found a large cactus-shaped fossil, he knew this find was unusual. After excavating the fossil and piecing it together, Fine measured it, and it was 3.5 feet wide and 6.5 feet long. The fossil also looked a lot like a cactus, and the only real difference between the fossil and a saguaro cactus was that instead of having ridges that run vertically, the fossil had horizontal lines. Due to the size of the fossil, Fine called it Godzillus because it towered over the rest of the fossils. Fine also believes it may be from the Ediacaran period, which was about 500 million years ago, making Godzillus a large primitive life form just like the lizard famous for destroying cities. What is so mysterious about the fossil, besides being a giant amongst small fossils, is that it is unclear what exactly Godzillus is. Both Fine and researchers with the Geological Society of America are unsure if it is an animal, plant, or even a mineral. One theory is that it could be a mat of algae or bacterium that collected enough dirt and then fossilized. However, that is just a theory, and there is no clear evidence as to what kingdom Godzillus belongs to.
Number 4. Denisovans are species of humans that went extinct a few 100,000 years ago. To be exact, Denisovans were only known to scientists when the DNA of the extinct species was discovered in Siberia and were apparent to be 80,000 to 100,000 years old. A fossil, specifically a thigh bone, that was thought to belong to a Neanderthal, was found in a Spanish cave. Upon genetically analyzing the bone, it was discovered that the Spanish fossil contained the world's oldest DNA, aging more than 400,000 years old. The problem lies in the fact that the fossil, which was found in Spain, contained Siberian DNA. Mysteriously, the fossil that was thought to belong to a Neanderthal also contained a genome sequence similar to a Denisovan. This led to the question, are there more extinct human populations that scientists have yet to discover? This discovery forced scientists to rethink the evolution of humans a few 100,000 years back, and to pose another question, is alien DNA still to be discovered?
Number 3. The Tully Monster. In 1958, an amateur fossil collector named Francis Tully was looking for fossils in a mining pit in northeastern Illinois. That is when he came across fossils of a 6-inch marine organism that was worm-like, but coming out of the head there was a claw-shaped appendage and the tail was shaped like an arrow. After Tully made his discovery public, other people started to find fossils of what they called the Tully Monster in the area. The scientific name of the animal is Tullymonstrum gregarium, and it has been troubling scientists since its discovery. What's so puzzling about the Tully monster is that usually fossils can be placed into a phylum. A phylum is a biological classification that is between kingdom and class. For example, humans belong to the animal kingdom, our phylum is Chordata, and our class is mammalian. There are 35 of these phylum, and what's weird about Tully's monster is that it does not fit into any of those 35 categories. At best, it's a combination of a few of them. Even after studying the fossil for decades, paleontologists are no closer to classifying Tully's monster into a phylum. The problem hindering the identification process is that the bodies of the creatures were all soft skin, and they were not made up of anything like hard bones, so the fossils are only the outside of the body, which makes it harder to classify. What they do know about the Tully monster is that they were marine invertebrates that lived in warm water on the coast of an ocean 300 million years ago.
Number 2. The 1961 Coastal Mystery. A group of people who owned a geode shop were in search of a mineral to add to their collection. Instead, they came across a rather interesting and mysterious artifact found in Lancia, California. The specimen was said to be an ancient spark plug encrusted with fossil shells which apparently resembled two non-metallic objects, a nail and a washer. They brought the item back to the shop, and with the help of a diamond cutter, they cut right through the middle, only to find a cylinder that was 2 millimeters wide. The finders brought the item to a geologist so it could be inspected. The geologist dated the so-found spark plug to be more than 500,000 years old. Critics have argued the credibility of the geologist and have questioned his expertise. Could this have been an ancient technology? Nobody will ever know the real answer, as the last person who kept the historic item died and its location is unknown.
Number 1. The Red Deer Cave People. In 1989, miners were quarrying limestone at Maludong near the city of Mengzi in southwest China when they came across at least 3 sets of fossils. The fossils weren't studied until 2008, and that's when researchers discovered that the fossils could possibly be a species of human that has never been discovered before. The fossils are between 1,500 and 14,500 years old, making them the youngest species of non-modern humans ever found. The species of human were an unusual mix of archaic, modern, and unique features. For example, like modern humans, they had long, broad, and tall frontal lobes that were located right behind the forehead. As for more primitive features, they had prominent brow ridges, thick skull bones, flat upper faces with a broad nose, jutting jaws, and large molars. Also, their brains were moderate for the period, and they had short parietal lobes. The parietal lobes are located at the top of the head and are associated with sensory data. The unique features of the Red Deer Cave People are that they had a curved forehead bone, a broad nose, and broad eye sockets. They also had very flat cheeks that would flare out to the sides to make room for large chewing muscles. Finally, the spot where the jaw connects to the base of the skull was unusually wide and deep. One theory as to who the Red Deer Cave People are is that they may have migrated out of Africa but didn't genetically contribute to modern humans. Researcher Darren Kerno said that, in short, they're anatomically unique among all members of the human evolutionary tree. What is known about them is that they used primitive tools, used fire, and they loved to eat venison. They hunted red deer and cooked them in their cave, hence their name, the Red Deer Cave People. It is believed that they survived until the end of the last ice age, which was about 20,000 years ago, but then died off. It was during this time that farming started to emerge in the area, when Homo sapiens started to farm using pottery to collect rice. Both species of humans would have lived in the same area at the same time, but it is a mystery as to how the Red Cave People and Homo sapiens interacted, or if they competed for resources. It is also unclear as to what evolutionary line the Red Deer Cave People are from. It is possible they come from an interbreeding of modern humans and a species of humans called Denisovans. According to DNA tests, Denisovans are not humans or Neanderthals. However, that is only speculation, and the lineage of the Red Deer Cave People's history remains a mystery.
Thanks to Top 10s for being part of the video. Go subscribe to their channel. Don't forget to subscribe to us, and thanks for watching.